Hi, I'm Alan Sallabank of Pro Tools Expert, and we're here at the HHB stand at BVE 2017, and I've had JJ with me from HHB, and he's going to show us his latest, greatest stuff. So we have the usual things of the S6 and the S3, but we have the new star of the show, which is the Avid MTRX, also known as the Matrix, for some reason.
Yes.
But JJ, take us through what this is.
Cool. So effectively, we were doing an awful lot of the DADAX32, and Avid were doing an awful lot of it worldwide. And it is a perfect fit for S6, for interacting within Pro Tools, but also all of your other sort of monitoring requirements that Xmon just couldn't handle, and Studio Monitor Pro wasn't really practical for the most part. So what the MTRX or Matrix gives us is a chassis that we can load different cards into, be that A to D, either line or mic input. We can have DA cards, we can have AES, both onboard and expandable. We have MADI on board as standard as well, but you can again expand that out to many, many channels. And we also have the option for audio over IP, so we can do Dante. It's got a Brooklyn 2 chip, so we can do 64 channels of I/O. But the beauty of that is that it also means we can talk AES 67 as well, which allows us to interface to all manner of other products on the market, including things like the Genelec audio over IP speakers, the 8430s. So what we've got here is the first one in the UK, as far as I understand it. And we've got an A to D card with the mic preamp, a D to A card. We've got the audio over IP option, and we are using the two Digilinks on board. The first one we've got attached to our HDX rig on the S6, and the second one is attached to our HD native on a small laptop rig. We then use DADMan as the software currently, but that's likely to be changed to an AvidMan or similar to manage the interface. That allows us to build the control room section that we then populate onto the S6 or S3 or however we choose to use it. It's also got an internal router, which is a 1500 wide I/O matrix, hence where they might have derived the name. So if I pop up here into DADMan, I can see an overview of my interface. I've got the controls for my mic preamp card, which can also behave as an Avid pre and therefore be remotely controlled by the desk. I've got my D2A card, so I can view metering, but I can also do my analog output trims on here. So it's digital trims, effectively, as opposed to having to get on the back of your I/O interface with your trim tools. We then have this monitor section here, which is, as I said, completely configurable. We do that from the monitor profile. What that gets us here is the ability to design what we need. So here I've got a couple of 5.1 sources, one from the HDX rig, assigned from PhD1, so my first Digilink port. But I can choose to assign pretty much any of my available interface options. I've then also got our background music here, which is the DVS is a Dante virtual sound card, so that's got Spotify playing in the background, right. Straight through the Mac, in through the Ethernet network, and we've assigned here as 2 of the channels available, but from all 64 channels that we've got on that Brooklyn chip.
And one very interesting thing I've just noticed, so you've got 2 completely separate Pro Tools systems going through the same I/O interface, effectively.
Yes, so because we've got 2 Digilinks on it, very similar to Avid's MADI, HD MADI, you can choose to split that interface in half and actually share it between 2 peripherals.
So for multi-machine dubbing rigs, that's a real advantage, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. If you only require up to 32 channels of I/O per rig, more often than not, if in that sort of instance, you might only need a 5.1 stem to play back from each rig, or a couple of. So yeah, you can split the box into multiple rigs.
Brilliant. So another thing we've got here is the original DAD hardware as well. And we've got this linked up with, in quite an innovative way, with the Pro Tools Control app, haven't we?
Yes. So if we move over here, I guess. So on the DAD side of things, we've got another version of DADMan here. This time we're talking to the PT Control app. So DADMan has talked Yukon for a little while now, and that allows us to populate the S6's monitor section. But it also means that thanks to Avid giving us this nice app, we can then get access to all of the same controls on the iPad. So similarly, we've got the AD, the DA cards. So our input trims are here. This is remote controlling, so my mic preamp. But also, we've built a monitor section on here. So this one's a little more fully featured. So in here, we've got our control room set. We've got a couple of queues assigned as well. We've got multiple sources and multiple destinations. And all of that is then controllable both from the software, from the hardware here, and also via soft keys. So we can assign sources, destinations, controls like talkback or dim, cut, other sort of control room functions. And that's all just available through EU Control or S6 workstation.
And just skipping back to the MTRX, so this is now available. This unit could be for sale right now.
Yes, this is sales stock. We managed to get this one in just in time for the show, but it's it's all fully shipping. It's all on the Avid price book, so it's open to build your own. So you've got options now that weren't available before with the AX as well. So previously you either had the 8-channel line input card or an 8-channel mic input card. But not everyone really needs that many inputs, and so to give a lower cost option for still having some mic preamp channels, they've done a 2-channel card, which is going to be quite popular, I think, because for the majority of post clients, it's just a couple of mics will be all they really need. Everything else is going to be AES or SDI on the embedded de-embedder card. So yeah, lots of options available.
Fabulous. Thank you very much.
Cool. Cheers.